My gold-digging wife tried to divorce me, but she ended up with nothing. I never thought I'd find myself in this situation. I trusted her completely. Claire was beautiful, charming, and seemed to genuinely care for me. We had a charity gala 2 years ago. It felt like fate. She had this magnetism that drew me in, and we married. I thought I'd found my person. As it turns out, forever wasn't part of her plan. The first red flag came about 6 months into our marriage. I noticed her spending habits were extravagant, to say the least. Designer clothes, luxury vacations, jewelry that more than my car. At first, didn't mind. I was successful and wanted to spoil her. But then she started asking about my finances, how much I made, where my money was invested, if I had a will. It felt invasive, but I brushed it off. She was my wife, after all. I thought she was just being responsible. Then things started to shift. She became distant, cold almost. She'd make snide comments about my work, my lifestyle, even my friends. I remember one night, after a particularly long day at the office, she sighed and said, "You're working. Don't you ever stop to enjoy life?" I tried to laugh it off, but the comment stuck with me. What was she implying? That I wasn't enough? The turning point came when I got a call from my lawyer. A mutual acquaintance had tipped him off that Claire had been around about prenuptial agreements and divorce laws. My lawyer warned me to be cautious. I was stunned. I confronted her, and she didn't even deny it. Instead, she smirked and said, "You're not the man I thought you were." That's when I realized she wasn't in this for love. She was in it for the money. I was devastated, but I wasn't about to let her take everything I'd worked for. I started by quietly moving my assets into trusts and accounts she couldn't access. I documented spending habits, demands, and her threats. I even hired a private investigator to dig into her past. Turns out, I wasn't her first target. There were 2 other men before me, both left heartbroken and penniless after their divorces. When she finally filed for divorce, she came at me with everything she had. She demanded alimony, half of my assets, even the house. But I was ready. I presented the evidence of her gold-digging behavior, her history of targeting wealthy men, and her of financial contribution to our marriage. The judge wasn't impressed. Her claims were dismissed, and she walked away with nothing. For a while, I had a strange mix of emotions: relief, anger, betrayal.